What is going on, guys? This is All Gaming with my review of Danganronpa episode 12. And holy crap, where do I begin with this masterpiece of an episode? This episode by far was the best in the series because we just learned so much. It's crazy. I was on the edge of my seat through this entire episode. I just couldn't believe it. But let me get started about what happened. So first, we all know that this final trial is coming up. So Mono Bear actually unlocks every door in the school. So now they could go anywhere they want. And we see Kigiri and Nagi. They're walking through the school, and we just see like this hallway of just like we see a hallway of debris and you know just like messed up classrooms. And like Nagi said, it's like a war has been fought in there. So they actually reached this one room, and it's like, I believe it was the principal's living space. So of course this is where Kigiri's father was, and we learned that Kigiri had been here before, but there was one file that she couldn't get access to because she didn't have the password to it. But Nagi actually had an idea. And he tried that and it worked. I believe it was her last name, Kyoto or Kyoko, something like that. But that actually opened a secret door, and we see like a present sitting there on a table. So Kikiri told Nagi that whatever in there can't be pleasant, but Nagi opened it up anyway, and we see remains, and we learn that those remains belong to Kigiri's father, who has been dead. Now, I'm not going to lie about this. I thought that Kikiri's father was alive, and I thought that he was the mastermind, but this right here just like threw the idea right out the window. So, of course, now I'm sitting here wondering, like, who could it be? And we see a picture of a little Kigiri and her father, but we never see his face. But I do want to say this. Kigiri as a child looks so cute. But, when she put this picture down and Nagi goes to look at it, he actually noticed that there is a memory file attached to it. So they put it in the computer, and they're like watching these files, and it's showing them the students about how they first got into the school. Like they have the principal telling them that they are coming here to live and they can't get out, and if they're fine with that, and they all accept it. But then Mono Bear appears out of nowhere when it reaches to Junko like memory file. I was wondering, like, why is that? Because at first it seemed like he had no problem, you know, letting that play out. But when it reached Junko file, that's when, you know, he unplugged it, and you know it like messed everything up. So now they're all out there, you know, looking for different things. Oh, and Nagi found these principal's ID card or ID device, whatever you want to call it. He had found that, and that right there basically let him open up anything he wants to. So he actually goes to the locker room, which is a mess because we see these messed up lockers anyway. And he opens one, and we see like a crystal ball and like some cards, and we actually see a notebook that belonged to Hakagiri. And then he opened another locker that showed like a single notebook that belonged to Kigiri. And then we see all the other students, you know, in various areas. Like I believe that Togami, he was in some kind of like well, I wouldn't say it was a library, but it was like an office, I think it was. And then we had Fuwaka. She was passed out in a body storage unit, you know, because you know it was cold there, so that it could store body. But Nagi found her, and when she woke up, that what she changed to Genocide or Show. And the first body she looked at, it was burned completely, but that wasn't all, because it also had these puncture wounds in it, and that really was like really weird. But Nagi like took note of it, and then that's when they finally started this trial. Well, after Mono Bear like leaves them these pictures, and at first Nagi like look at the picture and it shows everybody, but he's not in it. and then once the trial starts, everybody has these pictures, but every picture that they have, they are in it. And at first, when I was watching that, I thought that right there might be the case. Like if Mono Bear were leaving them pictures, if Nagi wasn't in it, I'm pretty sure when they got one that they wouldn't be in it either. So then the trial starts, and I was just so surprised about how serious Hakagiri was, because throughout this entire anime so far, he had been kind of a coward, but this time we saw a very just serious side to him, which was like very good to see, because I do wish that he would have been more serious, early on and not just right now. But they were all looking at these pictures, except for Higuri, because she had a feeling that it would be something like this, so she had never bothered, looking at her picture. And then and because that this right here was the final trial, even Mono Bear, he finally got off his stand and and joined them in the area where they'll be debating. So at first he like making so many mistakes that like Nagi kept pointing out, which was like really good to see this evil little bear finally getting what's coming to him and seeing him get so mad when he messed up a lot. And then we saw Kiguri, well, because Mono Bear was like, which I put the blame on Kiguri, because they noticed that there was a mark on her hand, and they all thought that she was the mastermind, that or if it wasn't her that that really got killed, she was still alive. And because nobody ever saw Kiguri's hand, they thought that it could have been her, like she was the 16th student that would possibly pretend to be somebody else. But she showed her hands, but we couldn't see it. And even though, well, when I was reading the subtitles, they said that it was scars, but for a brief moment where we could see part of her hand, to me it looked more like burns. So I'm leaning towards it was like more like serious burns, like some simple scars. But Mono Bear, him being the evil little bastard that he is, he was actually, bad mouthing her scars, calling them grotesque. But luckily, Kiguri didn't get worked up over it, because she was like willing to show off her burns, like even though she probably didn't even want to. So now Nagi, I swear that boy is a genius, because he actually figured out what was going on. Because the person that was supposed to be the 16th student, it was actually a recycled corpse. And we actually learned the mastermind, and I kid you not, my jaw dropped. I could never expect that this person would be the mastermind. It was freaking Junko. I couldn't believe it. I really could not believe that. But when she finally revealed herself, we actually learned a lot. So it would seem that her and the 16th student, they are twins, which means that Kiguri's statement about them being two despairs is true. Because if they're twins, they could definitely be the super high school level twin despair, something like that. But even though they had their own like individual titles, they definitely have one together. So it would seem that her sister Mukuro, she was pretending to be Junko, and she went as far as to die for her. Now I'm wondering if that was on purpose, because I mean you're like some badass soldier. Why would you want to die, for your sister like that? But of course, Junko, she would not let the opportunity go to waste. So she gets her own sister body again, in that fake explosion. Well, it wasn't fake, but she's already dead. So technically, I'm guessing Junko really could be considered, the murderer for this, because she did kill her sister, early on. So I'm guessing now that we know who Mono Bear really is, it would seem that Junko's gonna die probably, because they can really point this murder back to her. Because we all know that she had impaled her own sister with all those spears, and since she's already dead, this trial that they're doing now, or at least the second death that they're doing a trial now is invalid. So I'm pretty sure that Junko is messed up somewhere. But it's funny how like all of these characters kind of like snap in this series, especially when they get caught, because we just see Junko kind of pulling a Geno Sander show, you know, with her tongue all out, laughing, you know, laughing like a classic evil character would. But yeah, like I was saying, this episode, it was a masterpiece. I couldn't believe it. Like, I would never suspect Junko to be the one behind this. But this episode was so good. I'm definitely gonna watch it again. I'll probably go watch it after I'm done doing this review. So as always, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. And as always, you guys take it easy. And I will see you all next time.